Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Thursday, April 22nd, 2021, and we are again in the final hour of the trading day. The final of the hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. And I say this because during the day, you have the algorithms and the day traders. They are the ones that are in control of the price during the day. At the end of the day, in the last hour in particular, in the last few minutes, the large financial institutions come in. They take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. They're dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology. And I consider it an edge in your trading to make your buying and selling decisions based upon those closing prices instead of the prices during the day. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to have everyone here. I'm very appreciative that we have such a great group with such great traders, so many members that contribute great things to this podcast, great information, great analysis, great observations. And so I really do appreciate you coming today. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're staying safe out there. The market is definitely volatile today, but we'll see if we can take a look at it and navigate what's going on. So market was up earlier, big reversal on some news. Today, the Dow is currently down 264 points, down 0.78%. The NASDAQ is down 94 points, down 0.67%. And the S&P is down 28.93 points, down 0.7%. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did not have any day trades today, so I don't have any day trades to show you. After that, we are going to go over to the board and we are going to take a look. If you're a current student of mine or a past student of mine, you can put your trades up on the board and we'll go through them each day and take a look where you bought them and see how they're doing. So we'll go through each one of those. After that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. Most important skill you can ever learn in trading is the ability to keep your emotions in check and be able to follow your trade plan. It's just like losing weight. We all know how to lose weight. We eat better food, we exercise. Like, it's proven. We know what to do, right? But it's hard to do it in the dieting arena. Right? But it's the same with trading. We know how to make money in trading. We position size correctly. We have good risk to reward ratios. We base our buys off of strong support underneath us with a good risk to reward ratio. We know how to do it. It's not rocket science. We know how to do it. But unfortunately, with dieting, our emotions get the best of us and we're like, ooh, could really have a little of that Haagen-Dazs ice cream. It would be good. It's the same thing with trading. Ooh, I know I really haven't followed my trade plan here, but if I just hit the sell button, I can lock in some money. That's going to be sweet. It's the same thing, everybody. If you want to lose weight, stick to your plan. If you want to make money trading, stick to your plan. So that's why I like to talk about trader psychology. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, I need to make sure that I have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Second, even if I find a good confluence or combination of signals, I have to make sure that I still have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. If I'm risking $100 to the downside, I need to be able to make 200 or more to the upside to make the math work for an asymmetrical risk trade. And number 3, make sure you have a good trading plan, a full trading plan. You do not know what the market's going to do ever, but you have to know what you are going to do. You have to know, am I position sizing correctly for the volatility of the market? Do I have an emergency stop? Do I have an end of day stop? Do I know where my intraday profit targets are? Do I know where my overhead resistance levels are? Do I have a trailing stop plan or protocol so that if it does start extending away from my entry, I don't give it all back, right? You need a complete plan. And lastly, always keep in mind about the correlation of your positions. If you have 4 tech stocks right now, Do you think it's a great idea just to add another one, right? You need some diversification in the type of stocks that you own. Get outside of equities, maybe gold, bonds, silver, dollar, coffee, whatever, right? So with those three requirements in mind, I will go through my potential end of day candidates. I had quite a few at the beginning of the day, but now because the market has faded, I do not have as many, but we'll see if we can navigate it. We'll go through, I'll see if I can find something that makes sense at the end of the day. And if I do, I'll purchase it before the market closes. Then after the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. If you need clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. I'm happy to help. That's why I'm here. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at before the market closes, if you could go ahead and put them in the chat, I would appreciate that. Put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive. And try to be a little creative with your emojis. Smiley faces, No, I'm kidding. There's been some great emojis lately. That's why I mentioned it. And then lastly, if you are a student of mine, current or past, and you have any new additions or subtractions for me that you would like me to put on or take off of the board, please, if you could please wait until the end of the day so the market is closed, I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and the pressure is off. All right. So I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I'm going to go grab a drink. Hopefully my voice will be stronger. I taught last night, so my voice is a little weak. And I'll see you in 40 seconds. Sound good? All right. Talk to y'all in 40 seconds. Thanks. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, I barely made it back in time, but I did. So that's the main thing. Okay, so let's take a look and see who is here today. Johnson is here. Nice to see you, Johnson. Hope you're having a good day. Kamal is here. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, Kamal. I appreciate that. No, everyone else does, and I certainly appreciate your friendship as well, Kamal. Thank you. Lava is here. Nice to see you, Lava. Hope you are having a good day, my friend. Nigma is here. Hello, everyone. Flash crash today. Yes, sir. It really was. Good to see you. Hope you're having a nice one. Tracy, good to see you. Good lesson last night with you and Paxton. Hope you learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed the course. I know you certainly are miles ahead compared to that first day that we started, right? Mamal is here. Nice to see you, Mamal. Hope you are doing well. Lova says, my watch list today went from holy hamburgers to evil hamburgers. Yes. Same with mine. Christopher Uhl. Chris, good to see you again, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Everybody, this is Chris Uhl from 10 Minute Stock Trader over on YouTube. Please go over, subscribe to his channel. He has great interviews with great traders all over the world. Hope you are doing well, staying safe out there today, Chris. Dan is here. Hi, Greg and everyone. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day there in Florida. Kamal says, nice one, love us. Steve Burns, good to see you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Always an honor, always a privilege of having you here, Steve. Hope you, Holly, and the dogs are all doing well. Steve says, hello, traders. The market didn't like threats of high capital gains and higher corporate taxes. No, markets do not like that, and that is why we had the big sell-off. Mamal wants to look at A, B, and B. Oh, I had someone else want me to look at A, B, and B today as well. Oh, that's the 5 minute. Let's take a look at the chart. It's okay. It's a V2. It's a double bottom with V2. Although, you know, there was a lot of selling here at the top. That's what brought it all the way back. Airbnb, I don't have a lot of data, so I don't have all of my indicators. I would imagine by just looking at this that you do have a double bottom and a bullish divergence, but I'm a little bit concerned about buying lower lows, and there was already a lot of selling here. If this were me, honestly, I would wait for it to rally into the value zone, pull back, look for a higher low V1 or a V2 or a crossover. I don't think I would buy it here today. Here's the low of the range from this last range, and that's right where we're finding difficulty. Do you see that, Mamal? Here's the low of the range. We got right there. That's going to be the resistance, and that's exactly where it stopped. Frank says, hello, Greg and group. Hi, Mr. Frank. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for your contributions with the poems every day to the channel. It really makes this show unique, Frank, to have those poems, and thank you very much. Nigma says, greed is good, Steve. Yavar, hello everyone. Good to see you, Yavar. Lova says, thank you, Kamal. Okay, so let us go over and take a look. All right, Gary and I are in silver, AGQ. This is a return into the value zone trade, sideways motion, false breakout to the downside, V1, under 50, over 50. A lot of things going for this trade. I bought it at 43.96. It's currently 46.66. So it is up nicely. It's off of its highs, but the trade is up 6.07%. This is a weekly bar, so I make my end of week decisions on Friday. It's at 51.07. If we close tomorrow and it closes below the 50, even though it has not hit my end of day stop, which is halfway of the washout bar, I will sell half. I got so close to that profit target up there, 49.27, but AGQ, well, it's well off of its low, so I guess that's good. But nonetheless, it's up this week. It's up on the trade. Everything looks good. I will have to take a look at this tomorrow, though, to see where it closes. Budweiser. I've had a really great trade on Budweiser. Bought it down here at 62.91. It's 70.21. I bought this with Johan, Frank, Gary, and David. We bought this on the monthly bar position sizing using, for me anyway, using the 2 ATR on the monthly chart. I bought this at 62.91. Did hit one profit target already this month. It's 70.21. The trade is up 11.69% so far. So that's really good. CVS, I did buy CVS with this return to value, sideways motion, false breakout to the downside, V2, bought it at 74.61, and it has rallied nicely, beautifully, took profit targets the entire way up. Did get to my trailing stop level of 76.84. Now I'm in trailing stop mode. If I get a close below the previous day's low, I will get out of the trade. If I get a close below the 5 EMA, I will get out of the entire trade. So this one's just kind of easy, color by numbers, very easy. If it keeps going up, I will continue to hit profit targets. I'll look for a rejection of the 70 RSI. If I hit it, I'll sell half. After that, I'll get out of the entire position if I get a close below the previous day's low, or if it goes down and closes below the 5-day, I will get out there. So pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy trade here, right? And it's only down 3 cents today, which is even better. It's well off of its lows. All right, gold. Well, this has been a wild trade. I bought gold here with the 520 crossover, 162.75, gapped up the next day, took some profits, gapped back down, moved down. It closed below both the 5 and the 20. These are the two moving averages that I use to take the trade. If I get a close below the 5 and the 20, I get out of half. If the 5 closed below the 20, I would get out of the other half. So I did sell half here for a little bit of a loss, but you can see we've had a huge rally ever since then. I did get out of half here when we had a close below the previous day's low. So right now, similar with CVS, if it goes up and rejects the 70, I'll get out of half. I'll look for a close below the previous day's low for the other half, or if it closes below the 5 EMA, that will be my signal to just get completely out of the trade and lock in profits. Goldman Sachs. All right, this has been a tough one. David, myself, I took a half position, took with a 520 crossover here at 335.28, moved up for a couple days, hit some profit targets. 2 days ago, we closed below both the 5 and the 20. I sold half as a precautionary measure. Yesterday went up, hit a profit target, was up earlier before I had the big reversal down. But So I have half position now. If the 5 crosses under the 20, I will exit for a loss. So this trade right now is definitely slightly underwater, but not too bad. IBB, Steve, Tracy, Frank, and myself, I bought a half position. Frank bought a half position. We bought IBB with a 530 EMA crossover yesterday. I bought at 154.50. Did move up strongly earlier in the day. I did take some profits at 155.97. Currently it's 154.64. So still profitable on the trade, but well off of the high. Light. All right. Lilia. Oh, I have Lilia here twice. So Lilia and I took light with a return to on the weekly bars, return to value, sideways motion, false breakout to the downside, V1, rejection of the 50 RSI, rejection of the 50-day moving average. Bought this at 91.74. It's currently 92.14. It is a little bit down on the week, but it is profitable on the trade. So I'll have to make a decision on this Friday, tomorrow at the close. If it closed below the 50 RSI on the weekly, I would sell half, but to be determined, right? Merck is also, let's see. Yeah, Jonathan and I took Merck on the weekly bars, higher low V2, bought this at 77.42, did hit one profit target this week at 78.79, at 77.77. It is up on the week, it is up on the trade, and one profit target. So again, it's at a 51.05. It's holding support of the 50, which is an important level. Tomorrow, Friday, if it closes below the 50 RSI, I would get out of half. If it closed below halfway of the washout bar here at 76.52, I would get out of everything. SPY. Let me take a look. Okay, SPY. Overnight SPY trade. I did buy as you know, I buy the overnight SPY trade every day at the close with the market on close order. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning at the open. Small little loss here. I bought this at 416.07, sold it at the open at 415.91. But that's not the main thing. Obviously, I'm glad that I sold it because we have really dumped. I will be buying this again a little bit on sale today compared to yesterday's close, and we'll see what happens. Verizon. All right, so this has been a good trade. I did short Verizon yesterday, if you recall. The reason I shorted it, we had a double top with a bearish divergence. We had a false breakout to the downside. We have the trigger of a V1. I shorted intraday on an intraday trade. I held it. I shorted it at 58.26. I did hit 3 profit targets today in this carnage. I hit one at 57.83, 57.52, and 57.21. Currently, the RSI is 48.07 or 47.96. If it closes under 50, I will just hold the trade. Today, if it closed above 50 and under 50, over 50, that would be a bit of a warning sign, a bit of a red flag for my short position, and I would take some precautions and cover half. But so far, this short trade down 1.63%. All right. Let's go through, take a look at your trades. All right. We have Tracy and Steve. Bought INDA yesterday with the V1 and the bounce near the 30 RSI, 39.56. It gapped open like gangbusters, really, but it's reversed back down. But it is still up on the day, which is important for Tracy and Steve, and it is up on the trade, which is also important. ELY is Frank. This is Callaway Golf. Frank bought this here at 27.75. It's been a wonderful trade. Had a little bit of a pullback. Strong day yesterday. Strong day earlier before the reversal. Down a little bit on the day, but nicely up on the trade for Frank. This is Quad. Quad bought EXPE, Expedia. Higher low V2, 520 crossover at 173.98. Moved up, moved down. Up was up way nice earlier today and reversed back down. This any of my students are looking, is a false breakout to the upside and a V1. Do you see that? Not necessarily that I would short this, but this is a bearish sign for sure. So anyway, down on the day, but if quad is still in this trade, he is up on the day. Excuse me, Tracy. Tracy bought Canopy Growth yesterday with the bounce off of the 200-day moving average and the bounce off of the negative 30 ATR channel. She bought at 27.15. It's currently 26.48, so it is down 69 cents. It's down 2.54%. So down on the day and down on the trade. Nike. Steve bought Nike with this good risk to reward ratio, deep dip by rejection of the 200 at 126.90. Rallied nicely yesterday, bounced right off of that level. Today it was up a little bit, but now it's down slightly. But Steve is still a little down on the day, but still up on the trade, which is the most important. You. Okay, who has you? David has you. David bought the higher low V1 here at 97.90, moved up strongly, came back down, held the halfway of the washout bar, rallied huge yesterday, rallied huge again today, but of course we got the sell-off. But this is called a bearish kangaroo tail. This is what Dr. Alexander, this formation here where you open, you go way up, and then you come all the way back down. And we rejected the 50-day moving average. So if you look at the context of this chart right here, that is more bearish than not. But on the other hand, it is up on a deep dip, on a down day. So there's some conflicting signals there. Spotify. David bought Spotify with a 1030 EMA crossover at 292.80. It's 264.93. It is up today. I have a feeling David is out of this trade. I can't imagine David would keep this trade, but I don't see him here today, so he'll have to let us know. So I'll keep it up until then. CMG. Frank bought CMG, which is Chipotle, back here at 14.52. Had a beautiful trade up, started to go sideways, now has rolled over, had earnings yesterday, but we are down after the earnings. He bought a half position and he sold a quarter of it when it was up here higher, which is fantastic. NVAX. All right. One of the biggest trade of the year that I've seen. Frank bought this back in January at 135. It moved up strongly. It more than doubled. He locked in 90% of his profit. Proud of you, Frank. He kept 10% for funsies, and the funsies has gone down, but the main thing is he locked in about 90% of his of his position size, somewhere near 100%. I believe, Frank. I believe you did. Or I think you did. I believe you. Beyond Meat. All right, here's Beyond Meat. David bought with the 520 crossover at 137.28. Sold half, I believe, when it closed below both 5 and the 20. It was up earlier today, but reversed back down. And it says here David sold half. So, yeah, interesting day here today. Let me take care of a little bit of business. All right, just give me a second. All right, Frank has a poem for us, everybody. Let's check it out, shall we? All right, let me paste this over here so we have it first. That would be good. All right, here we go. When you ride a roller coaster, you strap in and hang tight. The drop and the climb are part of the fright. Though we ride it for fun and all its delight, what better way to feel a trader's plight? Wow. That's really good, Frank, because that is a perfect example of what trading is like, isn't it? It's like a roller coaster, right? It's a roller coaster of your emotions. You go up, you go down, you scream, you yell, you complain, and then it was fun afterwards. Isn't that great, everyone? When you ride a roller coaster, when you ride a roller coaster, you strap in and hang tight. The drop and the climb are part of the fright. Though you ride it for fun and all its delight, what better way to feel a trader's plight? Yeah, people ask me, what's trading like? It's like riding a roller coaster with your emotions. It's like really good fun. Wow, Frank, what a talent you have. What a gift. What a gift to be able to write these poems every day. It's unreal. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And Frank, Dan says, Frank, thumbs up, 100%. Okay. Okay, that takes care of that. So for me today, CVS here, I'm looking for a close below the previous day's low to get out of half, or a close below the 5 EMA. Doesn't look like that's going to happen right this minute. I do have to keep an eye on gold. If we close below the 5 EMA, I'm just going to go ahead and lock in profits on gold. Goldman Sachs, the 5 is still above the 20, so we are, I believe it is, yeah, so we're okay there. It doesn't look like I'm going to have to do anything there. Merck is on the weekly, so that gives it a little wriggle room, but I will have to follow that tomorrow. S&P, of course, had the small loss on the S&P, but we'll be buying that at the close. And then Verizon, I'm going to have to look and check on this short if we close below 50. If we close below 50, I'll just keep the whole enchilada. If we rally at the end of the day and get it closed back above the 50, then I would lock in half of the short position. Make sense? All right. Wow, we did pretty well here today, didn't we? It's not even 1:30 yet. All right, so currently the Dow's down 342 points, down 1%. NASDAQ's down 140 points, down 1%. And the S&P down 40 points, down about 1% as well. Interesting. What a big reversal. What a big reversal. And VIX just exploded. You know, I had to get it. I bought VIX about here, 995, wrote it up, hit some profit targets. But my rules yesterday told me I had to get back out if I got back to my entry point, which I did like a good boy, and then look at it today. But that's how it goes, right? That is just how it goes. What can you do? I was talking about this with Tracy and Paxton. Following your rules is always going to disappoint you at some point. Always, guaranteed, always. But keep in mind, it will keep you safe, and rules are meant to keep you safe in trading. I can't think of another occupation where rules keep you safe. I guess other than like deep sea oil driller or some really dangerous jobs where you really, really need rules. But trading is extremely dangerous job. I'm sure you would agree. So you need rules. Okay. Paxton is here. What's up, Packy? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. It was good having our lesson last night with you and Tracy. And I think, Paxton, you have a very good understanding now of the different trading approaches that I use and how to use them. And yeah, you really came on strong with your comprehension of these trading methodologies. So I'm proud of you, Paxton, and I'm proud of you, Tracy. Okay. All right. Well, listen, speaking of Steve Burns, everybody, he's right here in the chat. Nice to have you here, Steve. This is from Steve Burns. This is over on Facebook at the New Traders, Rich Traders Facebook page. It's a really good, serious trading thread or trading channel. I think Steve is one of the administrators of it, but if you have not subscribed, come over and subscribe. I think you have to apply to get in this group, but there's some great traders there. Steve, Kamal, Tom Basso, Christopher Uhl, right? So do yourself a favor, come on over. It's a great channel, good information. But Steve posted this in the New Traders, Rich Traders. You don't have to learn everything the hard way. You can learn from others' mistakes. And the reason that I'm talking about this today, I had a good friend of mine the other day tell me, I always have to learn the hard way about something in our life. And I can relate to that. Like, I can relate to that too. I learned all of my trading rules and discipline the hard way as well. I didn't need to. Like Steve says, you don't have to learn everything the hard way. You can learn from others' mistakes. You can do it in the school of hard knocks, or you can learn from other people's mistakes. It's your choice. Lots of people told me, don't do what you're doing. Don't do what you're doing. Did I listen? Of course not. I'm too smart for that. I'm joking, right? Yeah, I mean, I could have simply learned from other people's mistakes. She could have simply learned from other people's mistakes. She saw it happen to other people, then it happened to her as well. So when I saw this, I was kind of prompted to bring this up here today. And what are we learning from in regards to trading? What are we learning? What should we learn from other people's mistakes? Listen, when somebody tells me they have a big loss, I already know what happened. I don't have to know what the stock symbol is. I know what happened. It's always the same. They position size too large, and they're on the wrong side of a moving average. It's really that simple. If you have big, huge loss with a big position, I guarantee you're on the wrong side of a major moving average. That's what I learned from Steve Burns, especially in his book, Moving Averages 101. Which is a fantastic book. Second edition, he was nice enough to ask me to write the foreword for it. It's on Amazon. It's a great book. I don't know how many, 20 times or something I've read that book, and it had a huge effect on my trading. But in regards to this post here, how do you learn from others' mistakes? Position size correctly. Do not have too large of a position size. Buy as close as you can to your support. If it closes below, just get out, take a stupid little small loss, and just get on with your life and look for another setup. How do you make the mistakes? You buy too much, you hold on to it, you let it extend away from the moving average. That's what it is, everybody. And for you new traders out there, you will learn it one way or the other. You're going to learn it by your own experience. Or if you're smart, you will listen to people like me or Steve or, a lot of other traders out there that have had to go through, the ring of fire and have gone through it ourselves. It's the best way to know it. Is the best way to internalize it is when you go through it yourself. But why? Why learn from the school of hard trading knocks, right? Just listen to someone like me, listen to someone like Steve who has gone through it, who has had large losses, who have, emotionally been crippled by these kind of things, and just don't do it. Position size, good risk to reward ratio, get out. Does it sound like I'm preaching today? I know it does. You can hear the emotion in my voice because I'm reliving what I went through like 20 years ago or whatever it was, 22, 23 years ago. It was brutal, So that's one of the reasons that I have this channel, everyone, is I want to teach people to avoid that kind of unnecessary pain. So, all right, I'll get off my soapbox, but, you can tell I'm serious about this. Just position size correctly, take your little small loss. Each trade's one of the next 1,000 trades. Don't bet your lifestyle or your emotional health on one trade. Okay, I'm done preaching. Got a little worked up there. All right. Lova says, work on your trading in a good market so you practice what to do during a bad drawdown for you. Greg Gossett, did I say that? Work on your trading in a good market so you practice what to do during a bad drawdown for you. That sounds exactly like something I would say. Thank you, Lova. That is nice of you. I appreciate that. Steve says, I learned so much learning from the mistakes of the trend followers and market wizards from reading those book series. Totally. I mean, every great trader out there, almost every great trader out there is going to have a nightmare story for you. They've blown up their account 2 or 3 times, and it's usually the ones that have blown up their account 2 or 3 times that got serious about it and said, I'm changing my ways. Listen, you guys know my story, right? I was young, rich, stupid, and, I lost over $1 million in a very short period of time. And I decided, do I want to keep trading? Do I know how to trade? No, I don't know how to trade. So I went on a walk. I walked the entire coast of Oregon back in 2000 for about 3 months with my dog. And I did a lot of soul searching about, do I want to keep trading? Should I keep trading? Yes, I do. I know I want to do this, but I realized I have to learn how to do it the right way. And what did I do? I went out and I sought out teachers and mentors, books, seminars. And, over the last 20 years, I have combined what I've learned from all of my teachers and mentors like Steve Burns, Dr. Alexander Elder, Kerry Lavorne, Larry Williams, and I've put together my own approach, my own little kung fu of trading. So yeah, I've been through it. And if you really want to be serious about making a living doing this, you have to be good. You have to be good. You have to take care of your health. You have to study. You have to notice every little thing. That's what it takes, everybody. Most people have this idea that you just get up in your pajamas, your underwear, and you just go and trade. You make millions of dollars. It does not happen. It is way hard. You know the statistics. 85% of traders lose money? But it's the 15% that, take this seriously that are taking the money from the other 85. Sorry to say, but that's pretty much the truth. All right. Man, I'm all worked up today. All right. Steve says, many of my watch list charts today have a bearish engulfing candle following yesterday's bullish engulfing candle. Volatile action. Yeah, to say the least, right? I mean, we had a huge up day yesterday and a huge back down day today. So, okay, let me see what's happening. All right, well, let's get to it. Bitcoin, in case of any of you are Bitcoiners out there, I did want to touch on this. Recently, I have been trading Bitcoin for a friend of mine. It's been an interesting experience. I've been doing pretty well, I have to say. But if we look at Bitcoin right now, what are we looking at? Well, Bitcoin was well above the value zone. We came into the value zone. We held for 2 days. Held the 50-day moving average. Yesterday, we lost the 50-day moving average. Today, we're pulling away from the 50-day moving average. I have been short in his account, thankfully. So where do we go from here? Well, I was talking about this last night. About the $50,000 level, we have the negative third ATR channel. That is a key level that I would take a position if we can reject that, maybe with the V1 or a V2. Conversely, if we go under 30, over 30, that would be another level. Conversely, if we could rally, I'd want to rally into the value zone, have a pullback, test that negative 1 ATR channel, look for a higher low V1. I would also take a position there. I have to do some research on crossovers on Bitcoin. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, we're kind of in no man's land here on Bitcoin. It has to go lower for me to get interested, or it has to go higher. Netflix. Okay, so when I was teaching last night with Tracy and Paxton, I told them what my plan was for Netflix. If we reject the negative the negative third ATR channel and the 250-day moving average right here, see how they're right there together? That would be an excellent location for a good risk to reward ratio. It's off of its lows earlier in the day. I thought, oh, I might get that. But, I looked at this. I said, this is what I'm going to do. Kind of like Nike. I didn't buy Nike. It went without me, but I still could take the comfort that I stuck with my plan. I didn't buy it because it didn't do what I wanted it to do. So if Netflix does reject the negative third ATR channel and the 250, I will buy a deep dip buy on Netflix. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but it hasn't done that yet. KMX. I was looking at KMX earlier for a possible 520 crossover. Earlier in the day, it had it. It does backtest well. 5 is 129.05. The 20 is 129.39. So doesn't look like it's going to happen today. If in the future it does cross over, I will go ahead and take the 520 crossover because it does backtest well. It has good quantified results. NTGR is Netgear. Okay. Well, listen, this is pretty good. We rejected the 200-day moving average. We rejected the negative third ATR channel, and we rejected the 30 RSI. Tracy, Paxton, let's look at the weekly. Okay. Anything I dislike about the weekly? Well, my first thought here is it's holding the -1 ATR channel. That's good. It's showing that it's catching some support there. So, am I okay with that? We're past earnings. It's a good risk to reward ratio. Yeah, I kind of like it, actually. I kind of like it. What is that? Netgear. TTWO had a rejection of the 200-day and the -1 ATR channel yesterday. That was a good risk to reward ratio. Would I buy it today? No. Now it's pulled away. It looks a little chasey to me, so I think I'd let that one go. ILMN does have a 520 crossover. 260,000 shares traded. I believe I tried to test this on ETF replay. Let me do it again. Yeah, this does backtest well. Illumina does backtest well with a 520 crossover. Under 50, over 50. It's up today, which is a good sign for sure. With the 520 crossover, MACD is green. If I look over on the weekly, it's right in the value zone. Looks pretty good. I'm not going to buy both of them, but I'm going to have to narrow them down to the ones that I like the best. So right now, the one that I like the best for sure is Netgear and ILMN. FISV is in the value zone, but nothing. SGEN is in the value zone, nothing. Workhorse in the value zone. I'm looking for a higher low V1, V2, so nothing. NKLA, big move today, under 30, over 30, but it's chasey. It's too high. Risk to reward ratio is no good anymore. DocuSign, it's okay. If it closed above the 200-day, you could use that as your end-of-day stop. 221.53, it's at 221.38, so it is currently below the 200. It would have to close above. RVNU, too high. QDEL, it's been able to overcome the resistance of the low over here of this range, so it got back in the base, but I don't like it. Stitch Fix, I might take a crack at that with an under 30, over 30, and rejection of the 250, so nothing here now. AMCX, just sideways motion, nothing. RDFN, don't see anything there. FDX is FedEx. Well, we were above the value zone. We came into the value zone. If we could keep from going down, get some sideways motion, look for a V1, V2, that would be outstanding, but nothing now. Jobs, just consolidating sideways. I mean, we know what consolidation does, right? Sideways motion leads to trends, but we just don't know if it's going to be up or down. That's the rub. And then play is Dave and Buster's. Looks like we have a 520 crossover. MACD is close to crossing over. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly rejected the 2 ATR channel, so no. So NTGR looks pretty good. Over on the weekly, it's holding the 1 ATR channel. And then ILMN with the 520 crossover does backtest well. And if we look at the weekly, we're nicely in. And the relative strength on this is very, very good at the moment as well. So NTGR and ILMN are my two favorites here right now. Lova says, I love that you stepped off your soapbox and went straight to unknowingly quoting yourself. I laughed out loud knowing what you were about to do. Ah, thanks, Lova. You set me up, bud. That's okay. That's fun. I went soapbox to, what did I say? Are you sure? Steve says U has a 520 EMA crossover today. Okay, let's put U on here as well. Oh, yes, it does. David is in this. It does have the 520 crossover. It is up on the day, which is good. It is a false breakout from the previous high and a rejection of the 50 as well. That concerns me a little bit, but again, it is up. The relative strength is good. ILMN, I think ILMN all the way around looks the best, actually. You'd take a pick 'em on that one. There's a lot of volume here. Came off of the low, so it does look like there's some buying there. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Yuvar says ILMN has earnings in 5 days. Thank you, Yuvar. Appreciate that. Yeah, I would not hold through earnings, right? I mean, whenever you buy something, you have to be aware, especially if it's earnings season, to know when earnings are. You can buy before earnings. You just need to get out before the earnings come out. And you better make sure you know whether it's in the morning or in the evening. If it's in the morning, you have to get out the night before. If it's the next day in the evening, then you can hold it the next day through the day, but you have to get out before the close. ILMN and NTGR. So let me put that up here on my little listy. ILMN, NTGR. So ILMN has the crossover. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's in the value zone. Looks pretty good. A lot of sideways motion. Looks like there was a V2 back then. Up on the day. NTGR. I mean, it has a lot of things going for it. It has a rejection of the 200. It has a rejection of the negative third ATR channel. It has a rejection of the negative third ATR channel. It's holding support on the negative 1 ATR channel on the weekly. Let's take a look at the month. Yeah, I'm going to go with ILMN. I'm going to go with ILMN today. What's everybody else thinking about today? Any thoughts? Anything that you're looking at? Oh, I better check. Hold on. Verizon. Ooh, I may have to cover half. It bounced right near the 50 like it always does, or often does, excuse me. So I will be looking at Verizon. If it closes above 50, I'll cover whatever I have left, but the 3 profit targets there today. Goldman Sachs, 520 still in place. Gold is fine. CVS is fine. Silver way off its low. So really the only thing I'm looking at here is Verizon. Kamal says not going to take positions today. That sounds good. Kamal has been very patient. That is the way to do it, my friend. Proud of you. Paxton says maybe Netgear. All right. I don't know why. There's something in my chest emotionally that's making me concerned about Netgear. I was talking about this in a lesson last night that, after you've traded for so long, you look at charts and you get a feeling before you can really tell what the chart is. I don't know how to explain it. Steve, Kamal, I'm sure you know this as well, but you just get a feeling and then you go, oh, it's got this, right? Then you consciously decide what it is, but I don't know how many tens of thousands of hours I've looked at charts, so I guess that's just one of the things that happen. I think you just subconsciously get emotion from it. But so yeah, I'm gonna go with ILMN with the 520 crossover. It's above the 50, has a crossover. MACD's green. It's up on the day. Makes sense to me. Steve says, experience in the markets can create subconscious knowledge of repeating patterns. Yeah, completely. Completely. You look at something enough, you can just look at it. You get a feeling first, and then you analyze why you're getting the feeling second. Netgear, did you mention all 3 deep dip signals? I missed part of it. Yeah, there are 3 deep dip buy signals here. We went under 30, over 30. We went under the negative third ATR channel, over the negative third ATR channel, and we went under the 200 and over the 200. So yeah, it's pulled away a little bit from the 200. You see the low here, the low of the range. You see how we got right to it, tested it, and fell back? That's one thing that is concerning me. So that's why I am going to go with ILMN instead. Love says 230, negative third. Yes, that's correct. Dan says, hey, what's that I hear? It's the like button asking to be smashed. Thank you, Dan. I always appreciate you. Dan's like my hype man. He's out there asking for thumbs up. But I appreciate that. And yeah, if you could hit the thumbs up if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate that. I really would. Johnson said gap up and then rejection on AT&T from the third ATR. Oh, that's right. You mentioned that last night. Let's take a look. Holy hamburgers. Lova, what do you think of that? Wow. AT&T had really good earnings. Would I buy it up there? Of course I would not. You know that. But, if you're dying to buy AT&T, you could buy it here, but you have to have a good risk to reward ratio. A close below the low of the gap up day, that would make sense. But, this might continue up. I don't know, but it looks a little chasey. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix, I talked about this earlier. Remember, Paxton, I either need this to go above the 200-day moving average, or I need it, or if it goes up, or I need it to reject the negative 250 below. So where it's at right now, just kind of in purgatory. Steve bought you at 101.86 after the 520 EMA crossover signal. Okay, sounds good. And I will get that updated. Steve says AT&T had the most active options chain today. Oh, interesting. Okay, so okay. Verizon, what are you doing, Verizon? Are we fooling around with the 50? And I am at trailing stop mode as well in one day, so that's good. $348. All right, I'm going to buy Illumina here. Oh, Netgear has definitely moved up there pretty nicely. Ooh, Netflix, way to go. All right, we're closing in 1 minute. I did buy Illumina, and I will be buying the S&P with a market on close order, if you recall. All right, the market is closed, everyone. Let's see. Okay. I bought SPY at 412.27, and I bought ILMN at 408.58. All right, so SPY bought here at the close at 412.27, exactly where it's at. Okay, and then Illumina, I bought at 408.58, so down a little. All right, So that's it. I did keep everything else. There was nothing else that I had to get of. I did keep the short on Verizon because it did not close back above 50. So yeah, kept everything. Glad that Budweiser was up. Glad that IBB was up. Um, but yeah, tough day. I mean, the S&P, NASDAQ. Let's see if I can get it on the third try. The Dow is down 322 points. NASDAQ ended down 131 and the S&P ended down 38. So yeah, red day across the board. All right. So if any of my students have any new entries or exits today for me on the board, this would be the time, go ahead and put it in the live stream and I will get those all updated real quick. Just three quick pieces of business that I want to go over. One, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I do a really good job of it. I teach a really good course. I know that. It's a 15-hour one-on-one course, just you and I. I teach, there's 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. That's where you get the 15 hours. And in each session, I teach you separately all 5 of my different trading strategies, step by step, so you know everything beginning to end, how to position size, end of day stop, emergency stop, targets, overhead resistance, trailing stop protocols, right? And basically what I do is I teach you, I show you, I start to question you, make sure you understand it. And then further on in the lesson, you are the one doing the trade and I'm the one sitting back and watching you, and I'll point out if you do something wrong or if you have a question. But it's a great course. I know you'll be a better trader. I teach, the 5 approaches that I use, whether the market's trending, deep dip buying, moving sidewards, whatever. So you have a tool that you can use in any market condition. So if you're interested, the cost is $1,750, but I think it's worth every penny because of the personal attention you can get and all the information, that I've gathered over the last 25 years that's put into this course. So if you're interested, you can send me an email. The email's in the link, the email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter at Gossett Trading. And if you do, write me, just say, hi, Greg, I'm possibly interested in your course. I'll write back, say, hey, how's it going? Thanks for saying hi. Let's schedule a Skype call. Skype call's free. I just want to learn more about you and your trading challenges and your goals. It's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course as well. And then after the Skype call, think about it as long as you want. And if you decide you want to take it, just get a hold of me and we'll get it scheduled. Secondly, I do have a new online course on udemy.com. It's called the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. It's a great strategy. The price is great. It's like $12 or $15. There's 9.5 hours of video of instruction, and I teach you step by step the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. Just that one Udemy course alone should change your trading around immensely. So if you're interested in getting that course on udemy.com, the link is in the description. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to keep the channel around, helps to build the channel, lets YouTube know that there's some valuable information. So if if there's anything was helpful for you today or yesterday or in the past, if you hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here, I would be eternally grateful. Okay, let's take a look. Steve bought you. Oh, I already have you in here. Okay, so that's you from David. So I'm going to put Steve over here. Steve, 520 crossover at 101.86. Okay, and then I will mark this here as well, Steve, with the line. All right, and that's with the 520 crossover. Excellent. Tracy is an ILMN with me. Ugh, I always do that. Not always. All right. Okay, Tracy, good luck to us. Frank says, bought a quarter position in ILMN. Okay. Stopped out of CMG, quarter position. Stopped out of IBB, wash. Okay. Stopped out of. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You had a quarter position left. Okay, good trade, Frank. And stopped out of IBB at a wash. Okay. Good. I always respect traders that can take a wash trade. I really do. You know, you need to be a mature trader, and Frank definitely is a mature trader to be able to take a wash position. Kamal says, thanks, Greg. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Kamal. Appreciate it, my friend. Hope you have a nice day as well. Paxton said, great class. You have helped me understand the information. Thank you, Packy. Appreciate that. Love it. Is the NTGR setup something that you would never buy because of the resistance of the range is low, or are there some confluent signals that together would change your decisions not to buy? That's a good question. You know, there's a couple things here. Like, yes, it certainly rejected the low of the range. That's concerning. If it had rejected the low of the range and it had closed like further down here, giving me to a better risk to reward ratio, then I might consider it. But I do look at those rejections of the ranges quite a lot. The best thing that could happen with this is tomorrow it goes down, goes under the 200, closes back over, and maybe even back over the 30, but gives a better risk to reward ratio. It's hard to say. I mean, are there certain situations where I would buy that? If there was a double bottom with the bullish divergence, something like that, ATR divergence, RSI divergence, something like that, but it's hard to say unless I see it. It's kind of hard for me to put into words, Leva, but this where it's at, I mean, it could do well. I mean, there's no doubt it could do well, but you know, I just noticed that it rejected the low of this range, and it's a little bit of a stretch to that 200 as well. So I hope that helps, Leva. Johnson says, is it one day too late to buy the Qs? One day too late? Johnson, I'm not sure I understand. Is it one day too late? Too early, maybe? Is that what you're asking? One day too early may make sense. I mean, if we, you know, we closed near the lows, I mean, we could certainly open up down in the value zone. That would be, to me, the place to buy the Qs if you just wanted to buy it kind of in a zone. This is the zone that I would buy it in. But I definitely think we could have some follow through to the downside. So is that what you mean? Is it one day too early? Silver's up a little bit. Qs are up a little bit. SPY's up a little bit. VIX down a little bit. So do we have some earnings after hours? Has anyone been following that? Lova says that does help. I will pay attention to the range lows now. Good. Excellent. You always should. There are serious resistance levels for sure. Oh, Johnson. Okay. That's my fault. QS. Well, yesterday was the under 30 over 30, so that would have made more sense. Would I buy it here? No, I mean, look, here's the low of the range over here. Look where we got denied right there. weekly, has the one HDR channel. I wouldn't buy it personally, but what do I know? You know what I mean? I I really don't know. But no, my honest opinion with the rejection of the low of that range, and you're right. Yesterday was the day with the under 30 over 30, and you would have done okay. Would I keep this if I were in the trade from yesterday? Sure, because it's up. But would I initiate a new position here? I don't think I would. All right, so listen, if you have any other questions, go ahead, put them in the chat before we get to that. I like to read this every day. I think it's important. This is from Martin Kornfeld, but listen, if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. Isn't that nice? And it's true, everybody. Can we just go out and try to do one nice thing for another human being today? Can we go out and try to do one nice thing for an animal today? It will make their day. It will make the humans' day. It will make the animals' day. It will make your day. It's a win-win-win all around, and the world would be a better place if we could all practice this each day. So, let's start every day and make it a goal, right? And hopefully one day, if you're having a tough day or you dropped a bag, maybe or something, you need help with the door or something, you have a flat tire, maybe somebody will come by and help you as well. That's my hope, right? Okay. Well, listen, everybody, I appreciate you coming today. I hope you have a good rest of your day. If you could be so kind and hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here, I would really appreciate that. But be safe, drive safe, maybe go get some exercise, study your charts. Steve has a wonderful new book on candlestick patterns that I bought last night. Sorry, I don't have the link handy, but I'll try to share it yet tomorrow. But I just bought that. I'm looking forward to reading that. Anything from Steve is wonderful. Go check out his website, newtraderu.com. Subscribe to him over at S. Joseph Burns on Twitter. He's one of the best, everybody. You know it, and he's here with us every day, and I'm very grateful for that. Lova says, a flaw in one of my scanners was exposed today. NTGR didn't show because I filtered out stocks within 5 days of earnings. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize the filter was catching earnings in the previous 5 days. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But again, you can take a trade into earnings. A lot of times stocks run into earnings. So it's okay. Just don't hold through earnings. Paxton says, thanks, Greg. I have a new outlook from our talk in class last week. I feel motivated to study the charts and get involved. Excellent, Paxton. I'm happy to hear that. Like I said last night, the best thing that you can do is for you or you and Tracy to go through your watch list every day. Just look at it, say, is there anything here? No, there's not, but if it moves up, is there something? If it moves down, is there something? It will just help you become a better chart reader. And then, you'll think about trades in the future. It will make your mind think about different patterns in the future. It will make you, and obviously if there's something that's happening right now today, then, you'll see the trade. You don't want to have to, I don't want anybody to rely on this channel or anyone else. I want you to be able to look at charts yourself. I want you to be able to find the charts yourself, analyze them, calibrate them yourself. There's always going to be people out there with shows like this that go through and whatever, but it'd be better if you could know how to do it yourself and not have to rely on anybody, right? And that's what I try to teach my students is to be self-reliant and be a one-person shop when it comes to trading, not have to rely on anyone else's opinions or analysis. All right, that's it, everybody. Have a good day. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Should be interesting, but I appreciate you spending your time here, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.